Hey, good afternoon, folks. In this video, I'm going to look at the Sabres' futility record of where we're at after the 31 game mark compared to other teams in our history. Coming up. Okay, let's take a look at this and decide who we think is the worst Sabres team in history. And I've got, I got my marker just in case I need it. Okay, now I broke this down into the years that I recalled off the top of my mind. A lot of people forget 87. I haven't. That's a year we, parted ways with Scotty, right? So, but we started bad, and that's when the rebuild took that real downturn, and it looked like Scotty didn't know what he was doing. But we seen eventually what some of these players turned into, So we just ran out of time is all it was. Back in that time, the Sabres were still under a lot of pressure to win a Stanley Cup, even in the 80s. Okay, now let's go historically. I went in order of year, okay? I broke it down into the games played, which we all have 31, so I'll just say that right off the top. The wins, losses, ties, and overtimes in the same column. Yes, I looked at the goals for, and I did take into consideration that overtimes, you didn't get a point back in a day when you lost, but all that's in here. Points, where we were after 31 games, regulation wins, goals for, goals against, the plus minus in goals for and against, and what they did the next 3 games following the 31 game mark, okay? Let's take a look at this. The 1970-71 Sabres, our inaugural season. We started 6-20-5 as a franchise in the NHL in our first year. 17 points. Regulation wins, we had 6. 53 goals for, 115 against. We were a minus 62. But the next 3 games, we lost, tied, and won. Okay? And the reason I'm putting that is because what we do our next 3 games is going to decide if we're number 1 on this all-time list after a 34 game mark or whatever. Just saying. That's why that's there. Okay, 1971-72, our second season in existence. We started 6-19-6, 18 points, 6 regulation wins again, 80 goals for, 122 against, minus 42. So if I'm an owner of the team, I'm very aware that yes, this is about the same as year before, but this isn't. We've improved 20 goals here. That's just me. Anyway, next 3 games, loss, and win. So the next 3 games, that's why I put 3, because it wasn't to the 3rd game where the 72 team. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because they're 2 points in front of us, but still, I put 3. All right, 86-87, very memorable season for me, this one. It's the year my daughter was born. And the Scotty Bowman era ended, and just a lot of things took place for me in 1987, guys. All right, so here we go, 31 games, 6-21-4. That's why I did this. Because I clearly remember we started 5-20-4 that year. I totally remember that. 16 points, 6 regulation wins, 97 goals for, 126 against, minus 29. Win, loss, and win the next 3 games. Now, here we go, the tank seasons, okay? The tank season number 1, 2013-2014, we started 7-22-2. That should not be there. Sorry. And that should not be there. Sorry, I'm getting those asterisks off there. I put them in the wrong spot. All right, 7-22-2 and 16 points. Regulation wins 2. Goals for 48, 94 against, a minus 46. Our next 3 games, loss, overtime, and win. So 1-1-1. Basically, we get 3 points in the next 3 upcoming games. We'll get back to that later in a sec. This year, let me go to tank season number 2, in case you're wondering why it's not there. I put it down here. We actually started very good in tank season number 2. I even forgot this till I looked at it and said, right, we had that losing streak. We started 13-16-2, guys. It's not bad. And everybody said, but the players are trying to lose on purpose. Well, I got proof of otherwise right here. No. 13-16-2, and that's when Murray started picking apart the team like a jigsaw puzzle, trying everything to make us lose, right? And then we closed out after a 56 game mark, because 56 games this year. We finished 16, 37, and 3. So from this point, they're exempt for now, but they're going to come back on this list if I do an upgrade of this list eventually. If the next 25 games, they went 3, 21, and 1 from that 13, 16, and 2 mark on. So yeah, this team is exempt for now, just for now. We're not there yet, you know? Okay, and let's go into basically this year's team. Right now, we're currently 6, 21, and 4. As everybody knows, 16 points, 4 regulation wins, and goals for 66, goals against 111, a minus 45, and a question mark for the next 3 games. So the things I broke down on this and why it is what it is, let's look at the important factors here. Regulation wins. Tank season number 1 has 2. This team has 4. Every other team has 6, right? Now, if you look at the points and factors and everything, and the goals against was a minus 126, but we also had the highest goals for. You know, that was the 80s, right? It was a little higher scoring back then, we all know. So, and the lowest goals for was the 2014 tank season. We only had 48 goals at this point. Imagine that, eh? That team had 18 less goals than us. But check it out, folks. The tank season, we let in 17 less goals than this year. So this, for sure, I'm guessing, in the modern era, not in the old-time era, because, you know, the 126, but in the modern era, that's the worst goals against we've let in so quickly. Anyway, just saying. Okay, so ranking these teams as the worst of all time and the best, number 1 has to go to the 2014 team, because the 2 regulation wins. And let's go bottom up. Number 5 will be 71-72. And why is that? Oh, one more point. Number 4 should be 1970, I'm guessing. Yeah, 70-71. 6 regulation wins. The goals for and against and the plus minus, I didn't really count in the factoring here. It's really the regulation wins. The regulation wins. It would be, after that, it will be other little factors, but the regulation wins all stand out. So 87 has to be number 3. It is. They're the number 3 team. We are right now, in all honesty, this is the second worst start in franchise history. In reality, you know, like points-wise and futility, you know. And of course, we've got the record. So we've got the record now, 15. God, I was talking about it at the 10-game mark, talking about futility. I wasn't sure if we were going to bust it or not. My God, you know. So I just wanted to go over that. That's just a little rundown of team futility history, you know, just to cheer up your morning. Just thought, you know. Well, we're coming into the afternoon by the time this will be on YouTube. But yeah, I really. I just, 86, 87 was the year that inspired me to get on this and look at it. And I was kind of surprised at 70, 71, and 71, 72. Remember I talked about the 43-year thing, folks? There it is. Take a look. 2 years here. The only back-to-back losing seasons we had until the tank seasons. All in between, we didn't have a two seasons in a row with losing records. And please don't give me that stuff about like overtime losses count under 500, please. I'm too good at math for that, please. When it comes down to a team after 60 minutes is tied, that's 50% of the points you've earned. That's called 500. For those people that don't get that, 0.500 is 50%. Come on, let's be honest here. We got to be honest too to ourselves. We can't just look for reasons to make ourselves worse, you know? Anyway, that's it. I just wanted to go over that. You know, maybe not as fun as the last video, but just wanted to go over that and let you guys know where we're at in team futility in history right now, folks. Number 2, behind the 2014 squad. But that team got 3 points in their next 3 games. So we're going to see, you know, we'll check this maybe at the 40-game mark. We're not there yet. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. I'll get up some other video on something later, God knows what. And I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.